I have to confess something. I was wrong. I told everyone that I would hate to play Shugoki. I called him fat, slow, boring. It was all a lie. Well, the boring part was, Shugoki is fucking fun.
Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back.
I'd like to preface by saying I won't be going over gear and shit as usual. However, this time I will go over how to counter Shugoki as well as play as him. So Shugoki is the biggest and hardest hitting character in For Honor with an attack that can literally instant kill. However, these hard hits don't come as easy as you might think. Unless your opponent is garbage, in which case you're gonna have a great fucking time. So let's slow it down and take the fight one step at a time. When you first spawn, you have a few options. You can run at your opponent and hold space to charge through them, but your opponent has got to be a complete moron to not see this coming. You can also run at your opponent in guard break, which is very effective when your opponent pre-dodges the charge attack, or you can just not take advantage of this great opening mix-up and be honorable, heavy quotation marks. Switching between the charge and guard break is beautiful and can lead to some hilarious wins. In fact, I often mix this into the middle of fights and find that it can be effective in opening up turtle shells, if you catch my metaphor there. If you do choose to charge, make sure to cancel so that you don't run away from your free hit. And if you do guard break, you once again have a few options. The guard break is an essential part of the fat man's arsenal, and there's always a best option for dealing damage with it. The first, and perhaps the funnest, is a simply heavy attack, which will punt your opponent across the fucking stratosphere. This is a great way to throw people off and an even better way to collect salt. You can also throw someone into a wall and immediately move away and guard break at the same time to give them a nice big hug of death. Just make sure they're actually going to hit the wall or you'll miss like a goddamn idiot and get severely punished for it. And lastly, if your opponent is out of stamina, push them to knock them down and charge up a heavy to deal huge damage. Shugoki can hold heavy attack to charge up an unblockable from any guard at any point, but you're almost guaranteed to get parried unless you knock your opponent down first. So after the beginning of the fight has ensued and your opening move is finished, what's next? You wait. Once your opponent attacks, you better fucking parry that shit, and you guessed it, guard break.
Those mother jammers.
Seriously though, Shugoki doesn't have any good openers really if your opponent can parry light attacks. If they can't, switch up your guard a bit and wait around and then throw in some light attacks. Shugoki also has the great advantage of being shielded from your opponent's first attack, so you can literally just hit through shit like a badass. If you can time heavies through your opponent's attacks, it can be a great way to get executions, but it's actually risky if your opponent fakes a lot because they can just fake and then parry. If and when you get a light attack to land, make sure to press guard break to follow it with a mean ass headbutt which stuns and takes away a little bit of stamina. If you land this stun, you can follow it by unlocking and running at them, then of course the aforementioned mix-up, but I would recommend guard break in this situation since they won't see the indicator. And guess what, people? That's it. You are now a powerful Shugoki.
But Shmolty, what about combo?
Fuck 'em! You don't even need combos, man. At this point, I'd like to mention the one way to be somewhat aggressive with Shugoki with incredible success. I like to call it counter-aggressive. In this clip, you can see I'm fighting a warlord who loves to spam that annoying fucking headbutt. But all I have to do to punish this is light attack frequently, and I interrupt him 90% of the time. Then once he eventually attacks, I parry and punish him like the bitch his father always tells him that he is. Fuck Warlord! Now if this guy was more experienced, he might fake and parry a lot more often, which brings us to the second part of the video. How to kill Shugoki. Now I've always personally thought killing Shugoki was so fucking easy it should be a meme, and I still think it is, but you do need to know how. So as I mentioned, Shugoki doesn't really have any effective opening attack methods in the middle of a fight. Use this to your advantage. When the Shugoki goes for his cheeky light attack, fucking parry that shit.
But it's too fast to parry, Shmolty.
No, it fucking isn't. I can easily parry the Warden's area attack and overhead light, and according to the comments, I'm shit. So you can fucking do this. If someone is defensive and good at parrying me as Shugoki, I'm pretty much locked down. However, sitting and waiting for Big Boy to attack can take a long fucking time, so how can you beat him without falling asleep? Also incredibly simple. Feign attacks and mix up. Fake a heavy then guard break. Fake a heavy, then parry their heavy that results from trying to parry your fake. I'm sure there's a better way to word that, but you get it. If you keep the Shugoki guessing, they'll have a much harder time parrying you and therefore a much harder time dealing damage. Just keep in mind that your first attack doesn't interrupt, so use your head. And that brings us to the end. Comment all the things that I left out because I'm sure I missed something. Also, I started a Twitch stream, so be sure to click the link in the description to catch me over there. I'll be streaming Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and some other times during the week, I don't fucking know. This is going to be the first and last time I promote my Twitch on this channel, but I want to avoid posting lazy gameplay videos on this channel because although a lot of you guys like it, I feel like this is more geared towards the highly edited commentary shit. So if you want to catch some casual gameplay, hit me up on Twitch. I'm gonna go take a shower now because of all that shameless self-advertisement. I feel so dirty.